some of the UK's top retailers are putting pressure on Boris Johnson and will push for legislative change, with workers facing an ever-rising tide of abuse, threats and violence from customers. Tesco, Aldi, Asda, Boots, Sainsbury's and Marks & Spencer are just some of the shops putting their name to a movement calling for tougher penalties if staff are assaulted. Workers are being coughed at, spat at and verbally abused on a daily basis, it is claimed. It comes after a woman in Surrey reportedly smashed 2 shelves full of wine bottles after staff asked her to follow its one-way system in a company op store. The 23 giants say the attacks happen when team members remind customers about social distancing requirements. Morrisons, Nationwide, Homebase and WH Smith have also all signed a letter to the Prime Minister demanding greater protection. The move comes ahead of MP Alex Norris' second reading of his private member's bill, Assaults on Retail Workers, on Friday. They said, during lockdown, the number of physical assaults on staff in one retailer alone went up by 56%. It is now part of the job to face this daily torrent of abuse and threats. The letter continued, in partnership with our colleagues on the front line and with a cross-party coalition of MPs, we support Alex Norris's private member's bill to provide that greater protection for our colleagues. This united response from business leaders, trade unions and frontline workers should demonstrate the need for these additional protections. We believe there is a clear and broad-based consensus behind this bill, and we ask that the government acts now to support this important bill and find time for it to pass through Parliament. Close quote. MP Norris is driving the change and said, if those were isolated, random acts of violence, they would rightly command our attention, but they are not. Shop workers and those across the retail sector face a daily barrage of threats, attacks and peril in all our constituencies, every single day. Close quote. The British Retail Consortium's 2020 survey showed that over 400 retail workers face violence and abuse in their workplace every day. Joe Whitfield, chief executive of company Op Food, said echoed the demands, saying, the role played by shop workers in serving their communities is nothing short of amazing, yet they have to contend with unprecedented levels of violence and abuse on a daily basis. Close quote. Christian Härtnagel, chief executive of Lidl GB, added, it is an upsetting reality that retail workers are having to deal with abusive or violent behaviour on a daily basis. Everyone deserves to go to work free from fear, therefore it is vital that greater protections are introduced. Close quote.